Technological developments fuel new applications, measurements, and data types. Meanwhile, health researchers have increased opportunities to incorporate social and behavioral scientific principles into their individual, group, and population health studies. The Office of Behavioral and Social Sciences Research, OBSSR, developed its Strategic Plan 2017 to 2021 with these opportunities and their inherent challenges in mind. The office will facilitate the integration and continuous communication between basic and applied behavioral and social sciences, encourage adoption of behavioral and social science findings into health research and practice, and enable development of technological resources for these research areas. A well-constructed building has cornerstones that create a solid foundation for the walls and their connection points. Similarly, the 3 scientific priorities of the OBSSR Strategic Plan will be supported by 4 foundational processes that each serve as cornerstones on which the strategic plan is built. Each process bolsters the scientific priorities outlined in the strategic plan. Albert Einstein famously said, "If you can't explain it simply, then you don't understand it well enough." Science thrives when scientists can explain their specific findings in a broader context of human health and well-being. Communication has been an OBSSR foundational process for over 20 years. Our communication efforts serve stakeholders across NIH, to behavioral and social sciences communities at large, the biomedical research community, health practitioners, and the general public. OBSSR strives to explain research findings among researchers in academic fields that may be unfamiliar with one another. Using terms that audiences understand facilitates broad dissemination and integration into everyday activities that include thoughts, decisions, and behaviors that influence health and well-being. Effective communication about the meaning, relevance, and potential impact of research findings also reduces the time between scientific journal publication to broader scientific usage through best health practices. Program coordination has been a core OBSSR mission since our inception to ensure opportunities for individual NIH components to collaborate, cooperate, and coordinate their respective social and behavioral research priorities with one another, and to join OBSSR to identify research gaps and how to address them. NIH's Behavioral and Social Sciences Research Coordinating Committee, which includes representatives appointed by all NIH ICO directors, is a primary way to coordinate BSSR across NIH. As biology and behavior are inextricably linked, OBSSR strives to integrate BSSR throughout the biomedical research enterprise. For example, behavioral and social sciences researchers can incorporate cellular, genetic, molecular, and organ factors in their work, and the latter set of researchers can use behavioral and social sciences that impinge on these biomedical systems. By disseminating contributions of behavioral and social sciences to the larger biomedical research enterprise, not only can we improve biomedical research efforts, but also stimulate improvements in the methods and measures of the behavioral and social sciences. Training researchers in the behavioral and social sciences is OBSSR's 3rd foundational process. As behavioral and social science research evolves in response to new methods and techniques, OBSSR will support transdisciplinary research training programs, create fellowships to address scientific priorities, and expand training efforts to the lay public. For example, basic researchers can be trained to think and communicate with applied researchers to increase the synergy between basic and applied BSSR. OBSSR will also create modules for researchers in other fields, including genetics, neuroscience, and the microbiome. This will provide an opportunity to learn about behavioral and social science and identify potential collaborations that may be transformative. This cornerstone ensures that current and future generations of behavioral and social science researchers will have the tools to move the field forward in each scientific priority. The fourth foundational process is evaluating the impact of BSSR and fostering NIH procedures that facilitate efficient and productive health-related behavioral and social science research. To ensure that NIH investments in BSSR continue to address the strategic scientific priorities, OBSSR will use new tools and techniques to evaluate the type and quality of results produced from NIH-funded research. Coordination with other institutes to monitor and evaluate BSSR investments across NIH will be critical, as the complexity of behavioral and social science projects may not be amenable to traditional evaluation practices. This cornerstone will allow OBSSR to publish reports and analysis on the impact of the NIH investment in this field. These studies will also ensure that BSSR awards support the scientific priorities and the strategic goals of OBSSR. The strategic plan for the Office of Behavioral and Social Science Research is much like a well-constructed building. It includes 4 cornerstones: communicating research findings, coordinating behavioral and social science research across the NIH, its larger research community, training the next generation of behavioral and social science researchers, and evaluating the impact of BSSR and addressing scientific policies that support this research. Each of these cornerstones provides the foundational support for the scientific priorities that further OBSSR's strategic goal to encourage a more integrated behavioral and social science research enterprise that extends from basic science through the adoption of approaches to improve the nation's health and well-being.